Hello again, everybody. Shanette here on the magical server of Everquest 2. Continuing hopefully finishing up the kitchen here. I've got all my supplies set out for what I'm pretty sure I'll need. We're going to do appliances and other gadgets. And I thought I'd start with the sink, the kitchen sink. So get deco mode on there, and I'm going to use a couple of things I typically use, and then I'm going to try something a little different that I've seen others do that I've never tried before. So, first of all, this is the thing I've never tried before. I've seen people use these weighing scales for their basins, and I've never tried it before, so I thought I'd try it out. They look really good when other people do it, so hopefully... Oh, that looks really cool. I'm thinking first maybe though I should get my tap in place, and then I can adjust the size of the basin hensely. So I like to use these syrup taps for sink faucets. I think they make just really nice sink faucets, and also bathtubs. And then I want to make sure this isn't sticking through. Oh, something is. Okay. Shrink that a little bit. There we go, I seem to have fixed it. Okay, and then we can move this over and adjust the size of it here. That looks pretty good. Okay, and then for the faucet knobs, I'll use black pawns. I like to use the black pawns because they match the faucet. And then do the other one. Make sure those are even. They are not. Could probably make those a little bigger too. That is a little better. And now you've got a kitchen sink, and hang some towels up here. It's actually a blanket rack, but I think they work as towels as well. That looks pretty good. And then for the paper towel roll, this is something I do very often. I really like it. You take an easel, it doesn't matter which one, because you're going to be hiding the actual painting part, and then you flip it with pitch until just the hooks show. Then you want to raise it and make sure that bottom one isn't sticking through. And you take a bolt of cloth, and what I like to do is raise it to the right level, and then you can make the easel bigger, and then bring that down. Oops. Oh, I can't grab the roll now. There we go. And then it looks like it's hanging on hooks. Adjust that a little bit. Perfect. Okay, so now your little sink washing up area is done. So for over here, we're going to make a microwave. And you want whatever block you're using. I'm using the impacted metal tinkered blocks. So you want your, this is the smallest the pane will go. And we're gonna use that as a door. So I like to adjust my block to fit it to the pane there. And then you put that on there properly. Get it kind of where you want it. It's not going to stay there. We're going to move it in a second. And then I like to leave a little space on the side and use these rack of love potions, which we flip with pitch, roll. I'll get it together someday. So they're straight up and down. And then I'm going to sink these in so that just the black parts show for buttons. Okay, and then what you want to do is move this aside. Take a black marble stair, or whatever stair, it doesn't matter. Something dark though, preferably, because you want it to look like a dark inside of a microwave. And then you flip it with roll, stick it on there, and then you cover it, the pane. And I want to hide this green part, so with the up and down arrows I sort of just sink it in just enough so that the foggy, misty look is hidden. And then you add a stein of your choosing for a door handle. Center it, and you've got a microwave. Ta-da! Okay, and then beside the microwave, I will be putting a toaster. I'm sure many of you see me do these in my homes. I love them. I made one and then decided every home thereafter should have one. So with pitch, I'm gonna flip this black pawn and put it on the side to look sort of like a knob. Like so. And this part's a little bit more difficult. Take 2 black railings and make them whatever size you want. I like to make them kind of bigger. Oh, and not get stuck on them. Make the other one to match. Oh, that's a little too big. Oh, maybe not. There we go. And then use pitch to get them vertical. And then you sink them down into the top. Until only the very top part shows. And now you've got a toaster. And then on this end, move these out of the way here. We will be building this can be either a coffee pot or a teapot. I like to think it's used for both, but for this purpose it will be a teapot because that's what I made. And you can also use various things and customize this yourself, but I'm using the more of the impacted metal here. And you can of course pull that out some to make it look like it's got an actual machine mechanism to it. Okay, and then bring this down. And then something else I like to do, my bags are quite full. I've not gotten rid of anything I've crafted, so I just get a bunch of overflow, is you can use the top of a stein or a bowl or something to sort of look like the heating mechanism on the bottom. And then you're ready to add your teapot. And then what I like to do for the working parts is flip a bottled passion, because it has this nice knob part on the top of it, and sort of just put that on there. And you can also use, let's see if I have an extra one. Yes. If you want to make it a little fancier, you can put more of these love potions on top and use, oops, use pitch to flip them so that they're horizontal. And then bring those down. And we've got extra buttons. Oh, this needs to come up. Actually, that needs to be smaller too. Oh, I should have fixed that to begin with. I didn't notice it was uneven. But that's okay. Went a little too fast and ran into a problem. Yeah, we're gonna pull that teapot out of there. Let's see if we can't fix this back. Okay, now make this a little bigger. And then we're gonna need to pull this out for a moment. This can just go up. Just make this a little bigger too. But not so big that it dominates the counter there. Okay, that's a little better. Then we'll bring this back down for our knob. Put our buttons back in. Replace our teapot. And now you've got a coffee/tea maker. Maybe not the fanciest one you've ever seen, but it is what it is. And then over here, we're gonna do the same thing we did with the paper towels over there. Use pitch to flip this so only the hooks show. Then raise it. And then, actually I should have got some coffee pots for this because I forgot these have saucers on them. Use roll, but I would just show you how I do this, and then raise those up so that it looks like they're hanging on hooks. Actually, you know what? Just set one of these over here for show. And then, sure, I'm glad I made so many extra steins now. Okay, then use pitch to angle them, and then raise them so they're hanging on the hooks. Ta-da! Okay, and now one last thing in this video. Set all this aside here. Okay, so I'm gonna add the stone stair here to sort of give it a countertop look. And then, oops, not Control Shift. Sink in this white marble block for a stovetop. Maybe a little bigger. And it's not centered. There we go. Okay, and for burners, I like to use these ornate gold gears, which are from Tinkerfest recipes. And then find just the right size so that when you sink them in, they look like, yeah, one size bigger. So that they look like burners. Like so. Oh, come forward a little bit. And then for the back ones, if you don't want to do all burners, like if you just want to give it a realistic stovetop look, I'm using copper plates and roll to turn them over. And you raise those up a little bit. And they look like burner covers. You can use lots of things for this, but I just thought the copper would look nice with the hanging pots and pans. And then for the middle, you're gonna want your buttons. So sink those just so the top show. And then for one of the burners, you want to completely hide this brazier of fury. So it's got a little bit of flame. And then you put a pot on top. Which realistically, you don't even need to place the burner there, but it comforts me to know it's there. And now you've got a kitchen island stovetop. So, the kitchen is just about complete. I may take this out and put in an oven over here. I haven't quite decided yet. But regardless, I will see you in the next one. Hello again, everybody. Shanette here on the Magical server of Everquest 2. So I went back and forth on whether or not I should include an oven. And then I thought if I don't, the kitchen will feel incomplete. So I've decided to go ahead and make one. For it, I will be using a narrow divider of impacted metal, a split iron mining cart, and a square cyanic magitronic window pane. So first, I'm going to place this here for the oven door. And then take the window pane and sort of make it as big as I think I'll need it. Just possibly about right there, I think. I think that will be about perfect. And then sink that in so only these buttons here show. And then you take your mining cart and also sink that in. until only that handle shows. Bring that down a little bit to look like an oven door handle. And of course this could also pass for a dishwasher, but or even a garbage disposal. But for this purpose, it is an oven. Okay, and then I wanted to address something else that was mentioned on the forums by, I believe, Kiara. I think she said that she was having trouble flipping bedrolls to use them for various things, so I wanted to, I'll add this and then it sort of looks like a cooling area for a pie. So for the bedrolls, of course, when you try to use pitch, this happens. It flips it on its side and then it won't lay flat. So if you use roll and get it as flat as you can, and then use the up and down arrows, you get sort of a towel or matte look. And then we'll just add this pie here to look like it's cooling. And of course someone's already cut into it because, I mean, who can resist freshly baked pie? And probably should have put a plate under there. Maybe I'll do that off camera, but there you have a baking corner. Okay, so I will see you guys in the next one.